Hello, and welcome to another chapter of a tome pulled right off the shelves at the heart of the Jakuls. As always, I'm your experienced host, Lothrin, and there's ever so much more data to relay. So let's get to it, shall we? Go grab a filling meal, settle into a cozy spot, and pay accurate attention to Fleet Part 43. Agonized Plunge. Vilivin held his tongue. No matter how much he felt the desire or insisting need to cry out, he kept it locked in a prison at the bottom of an ocean in an entirely different universe than the rest of his body.
Orag struck him in the gut again. It felt like a suiciding Kozor fighter interceptor slamming into the core of his being, intent on shattering his ability to have resolve in any form. Vilivin kept himself from screaming, with a mix of the purest hatred, distilled loathing, and suffering-soaked torture digging into the darkest parts of his mind. I gave you an order. Nothing. Obey it. Orag pointed a balled fist in his direction.
Specifically, it was not a threat. For Vilivin, if he didn't leap off a cliff to a hard-stowed landing that would definitely kill him, that fist would soon be a fact of his life. Vilivin spit blood on the ground. "Eat a bucket of shit," he managed to grumble through a maw of shattered teeth.
I would love to. Orag slammed his fist, sheathed in bright blue tendrils of lightning, right into Vilivin's face, both hurting his jackal charge and in the same blow healing all previous injuries marring Vilivin's features. But there doesn't seem to be anything of such substantial worth as fecal matter anywhere near me to consume.
"Try looking in a mirror." Vilivin had to force the words from between his pain-gritting, healing teeth.
Alright, I know how weak your kind are. I admit you are a feeble creature of less worth than a single drop of purest waste. Orag gestured down the lip of the chasm, further down, delving almost into the crust of Strife 1. Almost beneath the shroud of hard stone, sealing away all the precious light from above. I will leap down, soften the impact should there be any. You've seen me do it. You've already shown me you can hold the living lightning. Do it again. Do not fail yourself, and you will not suffer. Simple. Easy. Nothing to it at all. Just like you. Orag leapt right off the cliff, not even bothering to cling to the edge as he had a handful of times before for Vilivin's benefit of learning, and landing like a feather seconds later.
Vilivin stood slowly up to his feet, forcing himself ever closer to the terrifying edge. He had time to gaze down at Orag, glaring up furiously at him. I can't prime the charge before jumping and hope to make it the entire way. I've proven that on much shorter cliffs. Vilivin didn't think about it. He just did it. He reacted, hurling himself headfirst to his own death. Hopefully, anyway. Vilivin felt that the times he had made the fall before, he hadn't been focused enough on the impact. Now it was all there could ever be. He could time his activation, grind with it. The ground sped ever faster towards his eyes. Orag smiled at his student's impulsive choice. The stone cliff watched silently, uncaring, with more force than all other substances in all creation. And then Vilivin annihilated the fantastic tranquility reaching for the ember in his chest, pulling forth a vicious, vehement, voracious, vexing, verminous serpent made of writhing, wriggling, winding electric fury in his palm. He willed it under his control, making sure it was his truth, his expressed mental fortitude applied to reality around him, and slammed this vibrant victim of vulpine cunning into the towering, taciturn, tenacious, and true fortress wall beside him. He slowed in his rocketing, racing, rock-bound ride, feeling and forcing himself to ignore his skin and flesh, scraping away with the imperfection of his honing blade of this skill, knowing he'd never live through the impact even now, knowing he desired exactly zero assistance from Orag. Vilivin reached deeper into the chaotic chasm core of innermost selfhood, pulling forth ever more vibrative, energized life from himself, passing 2 threads to each foot, and then plunging into parasitic, poisonous, patient, predatory, instinctual eternities within himself. He smashed the last shred of his internal iota against the wall, slowing to a graceful halt with just enough distance left to step off of the cliff, his limbs wrecked seemingly beyond repair, his inner foundation stripped barren, bare, and bafflingly bleak. Vilivin walked a pair of shaky steps toward his teacher, spitting brilliant blasts of blood and bile into the other man's face out of purest spite.
Oh, you may be weak. Vilivin collapsed into a pitiful heap. You may be ignorant and stupid beyond repair. Orag cried out with a great luminous humor to him. But I'll be damned if I'm not starting to like your spirit. Waste of space before me. One day you might even earn a Vrin name. One day. Be ready, I'm going to heal you again.
Vilivin tensed against the oncoming onslaught of healing electric fire life. And so it is. Our time together has once more come to its end. I hope each and every one of you enjoyed the tale as much as I have the telling of it. As always, I've been your careful host, Lothran, and this was Fleet Part 43, Agonized Plunge, another tale right from the heart of the Jakuls. And now, we must once again part ways. Korvoth, guide them back along the proper path, back to the safety they know all too well.
Yes, sir, Lothran. Yes. Yes. I'm rooting for Vilivin, and while he does suffer so terribly, he is making progress. Oh boy. Progress. I got a job to do. Lothran's giving me to do the job eyes. Those are the eyes. Okay, let's do this. A pleasant greeting and a fond farewell to each and all. Please leave all your comments, questions, and kindnesses down below. Don't you let me catch a single one of you leaving any of that awful, rude, or absolutely terrible stuff, though. You keep all that trash to yourselves. Got it? I got my eye on you. I'm watching you. Don't you do it. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to help us learn, spread, and grow. And don't forget that we strongly encourage each and every one of you to stay safe out there. See you again tomorrow for Fleet Part 44. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be great. Good night and good luck. You'll need it. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. See you again tomorrow. I'll get another info video out as soon as I can. Another shipyard. Yeah, I'm working on it right now. It's gonna be good. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.